Happy Monday, guys. Welcome to another edition of Puck Time. 10 days left in the NHL regular season, and there's still a lot to be decided, whether it is the wild card spots or whether it is divisional winners and seedings. There's still plenty at play with 10 days left, which makes this next week absolutely fantastic. Some good contests. We are going to talk Tampa Bay, New York Rangers, St. Louis, Winnipeg, the biggest game of the night, of course, and Seattle and the LA Kings, who now owned the second spot in the division over the Edmonton Oilers after a 3-0 victory. With me, filling in for Andrew McInnes, who was away this week, but returning on Monday, is the Prez. Prez, before I ask you how your weekend is, let me tell you, man. I went into Saturday in such a good mood. I had it play lined up, 5% play, all lined up, and it easily wins. The Leafs in regulation, 5-0 win for the Leafs. I'm feeling good about myself, but the 6-60 for the first time in 2 years of doing this, the 6-60 was the big donut, a goose egg. I had a couple 5-1 weeks, 4-2 the last week, and then this past weekend, a goose egg. It's Dallas loses to Pittsburgh. I don't get it. Carolina loses to Boston. I don't get it. Buffalo and Tampa stay under the total, and the Sabres score 9 goals in their game yesterday. That game easily goes over the total. Toronto and Columbus, of course, did not go over the total. Winnipeg loses to Utah after a masterclass against Vegas. And then Colorado loses to St. Louis. I can let that one slide because the Blues have won 12 games in a row. We're going to talk about whether they get 13 tonight. But man, I was sour. Clients are, for the most part, they're happy because everyone loves the big play. Everyone loves the 5% play. We had one guy who you asked the question on Friday's show, and he answered it fantastically, I thought, in the comment section of Friday's show about why they purchase plays, and then we'll skip the next day. It was very well written, very well done. So kudos to that gentleman for what he wrote in the comment section. But man, any thoughts? Like, how do you just it's anytime I give out a play, whether it's free or whether it's a paid play, you lose the free plays, you're upset about them as well.
Carm, firstly, shout out to Jesse for writing that and responding to why people focus on 5% plays over 3% plays. I'm not going to get into all his reasonings, but they are probably right, but totally wrong at the same time, if that makes any sense. As for your 60, Carm, you try your best. You give out free content. You kick ass week by week. You have a bad week. Oh, well, you won for your clients. Your clients are the ones that actually pay you to come up with bets. You know, I went on Blue Line today with Matthew Barnaby. I gave out sides and totals on every game. I'm on PuckTime. I'm going to be giving out sides and totals on the 3 games that you've asked for. Ask me tomorrow how I did in any of those. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I care about my clients, the guys who pay me. It's hard enough to come up with one winning bet a day. Carmine will release one winning play to my client, one play to my clients a day. I wish it was a winning play every single day. Even releasing one play, picking your single best bet every day. I'm not 60% on the year. So obviously you're going to have a rough 6 for 60 once every blue moon. No big deal. You want a 5% on the Leafs. We move on. What's going on today, my brother? I got a 5% play up tonight, by the way, in NHL. And yeah, it seems like I'm having a lot of these 5% of late, and I'm not pushing it, bro. They're just happening. I am in love with my play tonight. So guys, if you're going to bet one play, that's it. It's over at WagerTalk. And yes, Carm, no matter what happens on this show, no matter what happens on WagerTalk today, and no matter what happens on the Blue Line prior, my night will be judged by one play and one play only. And frankly, I won't even be looking at the scores of the stuff that I gave out free on this show, because all we can do in this environment is try our best.
Yeah. And, and I could have let off, and thank you for that. I could have let off with the fact that we saw a milestone yesterday. We saw history being made, 895. Ovechkin, man, he's having such a phenomenal season, but kudos to him, man. S- Uh,
Yeah.
Scores that goal. He does the slide at center ice. Gretzky in his speech to Ovechkin was fantastic.
Yeah.
Even thanking even talking about the referees, which the fans, of course, booed. A friend of mine's a season ticket holder for the New York Islanders at UBS Arena, and he sold his tickets to the game. His tickets are actually behind the net in which Ovechkin scored the record breaking goal. And as he said, the money made is so much better because that stays with you. The memory, you can see it on TV. But fantastic for Ovechkin. I will pat myself on the back, which I very rarely do. Friday, I did say uh, Ovechkin plus 500 to score 2 goals
Yes, you
against the
did.
Chicago Blackhawks, and he got the 2 goals and didn't want to go on the ice for the empty netter. He wanted to do it on a goalie. And for those who talk about records and Ovechkin having more empty net goals, a ton more empty net goals than Gretzky, it's 11. He's had 11 more empty net goals throughout his career than
Yeah,
Gretzky
and
has. But Gretzky has more power play goals. It's you can't look at
well,
that. The NHL has changed from the Gretzky era to the Ovechkin era.
yeah, and I'd like to say something on that too. Back in Gretzky's days, they did not have incidental penalties. So there were roughly 6 minutes of 4-on-4 hockey that don't exist today. Those 6 minutes, when speaking to NHLers, 4-on-4 hockey creates a ton of space, and it really helps guys like Gretzky. With that said, Carm, interestingly enough, Gretzky and Ovechkin played the exact same amount of games. Literally the identical amount of games, and Ovechkin beat him by 1 goal, and both broke their record against the New York Islanders, who happen to have probably the best goal scorer of all time, who died early from cancer, Mr. Mike Bossy. So that I just thought was an interesting piece of information. And yeah, look, dude, 10, 12 years from now, hopefully we're still doing this, talking about how Austin Matthews annihilated Ovechkin's record. What?
Ovechkin annihilated. I think. I would love to see Ovi get to, let's say, 900 before the season is over. The Washington
That's not going to
Capitals to get to the
happen.
Stanley Cup Finals. Why? 5 more goals. Get to the
And
Stanley
there's going
Cup
to be,
Finals, win it, and then Ovechkin retires. Is there a better out in all of sports than breaking the all-time goal scoring record, winning the Stanley Cup, and then retiring, going out
yes,
on a high? It's Is there a better one?
yes, coming back the next year and playing. Who the hell wants to retire? All I want to do is play hockey. Like anybody who
I don't know.
retires is not sitting there going, yeah, retired, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know. I think
let,
Tom Brady could have left after that Tampa Bay Super Bowl win. But anyways, speaking of Tampa Bay, perfect segue. Tampa Bay Lightning opened up minus 125 overnight. The money's been coming in on Tampa minus 145. Rangers plus 125. Lawrence, you look at this, 6 games left for the Rangers. I don't even think they're 6 points back. I don't even think going 5-1 is going to get them into playoffs. I think they have to run the board and win every single game because the Montreal Canadiens don't seem to be losing any games. The Canadiens are showing just a ton of fight. Second of a back-to-back, a perfect spot for them to be absolutely flat yesterday against Nashville. And they played their eyeballs out in a win to hold on to that eighth spot. And they're 6 points up on a trio of teams. You
Yeah.
look at Tampa Bay, they still have a shot at winning the Atlantic. I know you think that's likely not going to happen, but they're 4 points behind the Leafs, play the Leafs once, and they only have, of their 6 games, they only have 2 road games left. Tonight in New York against the Rangers, and their season finale in New York against the Rangers. All the remaining games are at home. Who are you taking in this game? And just break it down for me.
Yeah, before I get into that, let go rights. People only buy 5% plays, right, Prez? So now everything is a 5% play. Yeah, that is like the total, like, and then he writes, nice that you care about your customers' bankroll. That puts my integrity on the line, and I go ballistic over that stuff, Carm. Like, you can call me a douche. You can call me the worst person, a narcissistic, arrogant schmuck. You can call me anything you want, but don't put my integrity on the line. Seriously, don't, because I don't push 5% plays. They happen when they happen. Like, nothing has changed in the last 6 years, 8 years. People always only buy 5% plays. I probably release maybe the third or fourth least amount of 5% plays ever. We allow our handicappers to have 6 5% plays a month. I've never used my 6 ever in history. So that is just total BS. As far as this game goes, my brother Carmine Bianco, I love the over in this game. Carm, come on. Yeah, I mean, you got a 5.5 out there. This is a double threat over. The New York Rangers cannot keep the puck out of their net. They allowed New Jersey 4, Minnesota 4, Anaheim 5, LA 3, Vancouver 3, Toronto 4. Yes, smacked in there. San Jose only put up 1. Big whoop. And the other reason, as I said, it's a double threat, is the Rangers can score. Yes, they put up 0 against New Jersey, but 5 against Minnesota is very impressive. 6 against San Jose, 4 against Anaheim, 5 against Vancouver. This team can score, and they are struggling to keep the puck out of the net. And Tampa Bay, Carm, they only put up 2 against Buffalo and 1 against Ottawa, but before that it was a 4, 5, 8, 6. 5.5 is a shocking number to me. The last time Tampa Bay had a 5.5 on the board was 10 games ago against Philadelphia. I love the over in this game. That's where I'm going.
I'm going to land on Tampa Bay. I just think that the end is near, and this could be the game that puts the dagger in. And we talk about the importance of the game. It is important to both teams. Tampa Bay is going to need, even if Tampa Bay was to run the board and win their final 6 games of the season, they're 4 at home and these 2 against the Rangers, they're still going to need some help to win that division. Um, winning all 6 means that they're going to beat the Leafs. They would need the Leafs to drop 1 more game. Leafs play against Florida their next game. The Leafs are just playing, just to go on off a bit of a tangent. If you watch that game against Columbus, whether it's Columbus running out of steam, but the Leafs put on pretty much a master class on how to play defense, which is what they're trying to do heading into the playoffs, because they've always been an offensive team during the regular season, and it never carries over into the playoffs. But this is, I think Tampa's the better team. On paper, Tampa's the better team. On the season, Tampa's been the better team. And I think they want to finish off this road trip with a victory. So not a lot of travel going from Buffalo, obviously, to New York City. So I'm not really worried about that. And I think the money coming in on Tampa kind of justifies the point. I think Tampa minus 145 is the right play here. Good luck on your over. Give me 4 with Tampa, and then you can get a couple from the Rangers, and that'll hit your over for you. Speaking of totals, 5.5 on this next game that we're going to discuss, a game that really could easily be a 5, and I think it should be a 5. But St. Louis Blues, 12 games in a row, this team has now won after beating Colorado. And I'm not going to say smoke and mirrors, but I'm going to talk about analytics. You look at analytics over the last few games, and the Blues have been on the wrong end of the analytics, but on the right end of the score line. And that's why books grade wagers based on the final score line and not on analytics, Prez. But minus 170 for Winnipeg. St. Louis plus 145. I don't think I've ever seen a team on a 12-game winning streak at plus 145. The road team has won all 3 games in this series. And the Jets, 12-2-1, their last 15 games at home. Another just as good as a 12-game win streak as being 12-2-1 at home, your last 15 games. How are you breaking this one down?
Oh, Carm, one minus 170 is too big. I don't want to get in the way right now. I'm not. Let's go straight to the total. I mean, you said it right at the beginning. Why are we overthinking this? St. Louis 33-40-5 to the under. Winnipeg 32-42-3 to the under. There is a chance these two teams can play each other in the first round. If they do, every single game is going to be a 5, not a 5.5. There are 5.5s out there right now. This game's got 2-1, 3-1, 4-1 kind of written all over it to me. You've got Winnipeg playing to the under 6 straight games, Carmine. I'm not overthinking this, man. Frankly, every game Winnipeg plays we should be betting under the total. I'm going with under 5.5. And if this does land on 5, I think you're good to play there too. Under for me.
Yeah, under for me as well too. I think 2 of the 3 games I think this season have gone under the total. I could be wrong on that, but the home team has definitely struggled in this between these two. The road team picking up, like I said, all 3 games in this one. I'm just surprised. I get it. Winnipeg is a very good team, but watching them play that game in Vegas against the Golden Knights, where they played such a great defensive game, and then going to Utah and losing there 4-1. They were in non-compete mode, it seemed, in that game. Plus 145 on a 12-game win streak just blows my mind. This is the hottest team in the NHL right now. 18-2-2 now since Jobu came into the dressing room. As I looked for a Jobu online. I want to have one for the playoffs. I was going to try and order one on Amazon or eBay, because maybe Jobu will turn around my season. My NHL season hasn't been a good one. I've been forthright with that. I've said it, but some good and some bad runs. But hopefully finish the season strong and a good NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. So under for me as well too. We agree on that. Seattle and LA. You took the LA Kings on the weekend against the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah. Pretty much a rocking chair winner. 3-0 doesn't sound like a rocking chair winner, but minus 245 tonight, plus 195 on Seattle. Total sits here at 6.5, under 15. Here's where I'm going to land on this one, Prez. The Kings. It is a meaningful game for the Kings. Seattle's playing well. They've scored 5 goals in back-to-back games. They're playing well, but the Kings are 4 points up on the Edmonton Oilers. They need to maintain that lead. They need to get home ice in the first round of the playoffs if they're going to beat the Oilers in the first round of the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. 9-1 their last 10 home games. 8 of those games have been by 2 or more goals. I'm landing on. I can't play 245. I'm landing on the puck line here, minus 1.5, plus 15. So I'll take the plus 15 VIG. Look for them to win by 2 or more goals. Thoughts?
Can't get to the window on the LA Kings right now. Big win against Edmonton. It feels like a soft spot, but I can't get on Seattle either. St. Louis, the Kings are a much better team than Seattle. And yeah, Carm, you're right. The Kings need to win maybe one more to guarantee themselves home ice against Edmonton. I'm going to look at the under here. For some reason, you gave me 3 games. I give you 3 totals. LA Kings 29-44 to the under on the year. Seattle's going to struggle to score, Carm. You look at what this LA Kings defense and goaltending have done. In 4 games, they've allowed 4 goals. That's right. In 4 games, they have allowed 4 goals. In the last 10 games, they have allowed more than 3 goals one time. They allowed 3 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. One of those was an empty netter. So technically, they have kept teams 2 and under in 9 of their last 10 games. And Seattle is not some kind of scoring juggernaut. I know they put up 5 against San Jose and 5 against Vancouver, but they put up 1 and 1 against Dallas in their back-to-back. I'm not overthinking this either, Carm. A Winnipeg game, under. LA game, under. Simple as that.
I'm just thrilled you're giving us plays on games. That's what matters most in this one. So I want to go still talking hockey, but off topic for a second since we've blasted through these 3 games. I've had conversations with, living in Toronto or north of Toronto, everyone here is a Leaf fan, with the exception of me, of course. But um, I keep hearing it from everyone. The Florida Panthers are tanking the rest of their season because they want to play the Leafs in the first round of the playoffs instead of playing Tampa Bay in the first round of the playoffs. And by tanking, I mean, I don't think you just go out there and you purposely lose, but they've lost 5 straight games. They get shut out against Ottawa. You look at them, and the Ottawa Senators are coming on. The Ottawa Senators are 4 points back of Florida for 3rd spot in the Atlantic. And from your perspective as a Leaf fan, and as a hockey, of course, handicapper and hockey fan in general, I know tanking does not exist. But what do you think is happening with Florida right now?
I don't think they're tanking. I think they are missing Ekblad. I think they're missing Matthew Tkachuk. And I think they're also tired. This is a team that's played a lot of hockey the last 3 years. In typical Florida fashion, they're going to come back into the playoffs with Ekblad and Tkachuk. Barkov will be healthy. The team will be ready to go. I think we saw a similar thing with Tampa Bay after they won their first Stanley Cup going back towards the end of the season. I don't think they're tanking one bit. Frankly, if I was Tampa Bay and I have a chance, Florida, and I have a chance to play Tampa Bay or the Leafs, I'm okay with either one of them. I don't think they're tanking. I think ultimately this is a lull. And if Toronto gets Florida, so be it. I don't care. Toronto is going to get out of the first round. So I'm not really that concerned. Plus, honestly, Carm, I just want to keep betting, dude. Screw the damn playoffs. I'm having an unbelievable NHL season. I'm on an 11-2 run. I won last night. I won Saturday. All I'm doing is making money for my clients. Who cares about the playoffs? Let's just keep padding the bank account.
Playoffs are around the corner, but the season does come to an end, as I said, in 10 days' time. So there's some really good games. You look at it: the Montreal Canadiens 85 points, the New York Rangers 79, the Red Wings 79, the New York Islanders 78. Columbus, I think, have run their course, 3 straight losses for their last 5. They're at 77. You got to feel bad for the Detroit Red Wings because, in a way, Prez, because back-to-back wins for this team, and Montreal just isn't dropping any games. They can't make any headway in gaining ground on this team. They have a game in hand, which will put them 4 points back of the Montreal Canadiens, and they do play the Montreal Canadiens as well too. I think that game is tomorrow. It's another biggie for them. So the chances are slim, but they're still there. It's kind of like the Dumb and Dumber movie. So you say, I've got a chance. So we'll see how that goes with them. But the great thing about this is last year at this time, the NHL was pretty much done as far as a playoff positioning. So we still have a lot to play for, a lot of meaningful games, and that makes it good from a betting perspective because you're not worried about whether a team shows up or not. And to answer one of the guys in our chat, John Madden, I think it was, asked about the Rangers starting some younger guys. Maybe the opportunity doesn't exist tonight, but if they lose this game and they lose their next, they are toast at that point.
Yeah.
And I think you bring in some guys and you give them a little bit of NHL experience, even if it's only for 4 games as well too. Prez, okay, you mentioned you have a big play up tonight in the NHL. Tell us what's going
Yeah.
on for you at WagerTalk and give us a show best bet.
Yeah, dude, thanks for asking. I had an awesome weekend of betting. I went 3-1 on Saturday. I went 1-0 yesterday. My March Madness has been unbelievable, Carm. I'm 13-5 in the madness, literally 13-5. I have one college basketball bet for my clients, and it comes with a 5% play in the NHL. I won my NBA 5% play last week. I won my NHL 5% play last week. I know this is my third 5% play in 8 days or 7 days. That's just a coincidence. I usually only have 1 or 2 5% plays a month. I absolutely love my play tonight at a very high level. But rather than buying my NHL 5%, it's $35. We're selling the entire NHL playoffs, and you get the rest of the season for $195. It's no coupon code required. That is the best thing to buy. I have had a monster NHL year, my brother. I'm up close to 40 units for my clients. I'm on an 11-2 run. I'm on a 50-28 run. I have been winning the last 3 days, 7 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, the whole season. There's not one period in this NHL season where I have been losing for my clients. So please take advantage of that offer. And I think it's only around for one more day. So you get my entire NHL regular season, the rest of the 10 days for free if you buy my playoffs. Please take advantage of that. And make sure to bet my 5% play tonight. Thanks for having me, Karma. It's so fun to do this with you. You guys can see my show with Matthew Barnaby up at WagerTalk TV. It's called The Blue Line. WagerTalk today starts in 30 minutes. Carmine will actually be on it, giving out a soccer pick as Champions League quarterfinals start this week. And my show best bet is the under in the Seattle LA Kings game. Sorry, I gave you the Winnipeg under, but I like them both. So I have 2 show best bets. Winnipeg under and the Kings under. Okay. I'm gonna shut up now, Carm.
The more free plays, the better. You should post some daily free plays on the WagerTalk website, Prez. The NHL people love our free pick section over at WagerTalk, and the more NHL free plays we can put out for the community, I believe, the better. Why not? If you like something on the show, put it out there, and for people who don't catch the show. As far as myself, one play up in the NHL. Last night's 2-pack in the NHL swept, so I'm happy about that. We'll see if we can get another winner tonight of 4%. Best bet on tonight's card. Likely no soccer today. I do like Newcastle against Leicester City as they continue a strong season. But as far as the show goes, I'm going to look at the Oilers Ducks and take the over 6 in this game. McDavid's still not ready to come back. I think pretty much they're in maintenance mode. They're going to rest him, play him a game or two towards the end of the season. Draisaitl didn't play on Saturday. Whether he's in the lineup tonight or not, it's not going to be a player-dependent play here. These are 2 teams that can play some offense. The Ducks are allowing goals, 10 goals in their last 2 road games. They return home. Those games were against Calgary and the Vancouver Canucks. Now they return home to face the Edmonton Oilers. This number could have been a 6.5 if Draisaitl and McDavid were in the lineup. It's 6 without them. Still plenty of scoring on the Oilers. I'm looking for the over in this one. So let's hope that one gets there. Guys, Love the comments in our comment section. You guys are always respectful to each other, which is absolutely fantastic. 199,000 subscribers. We're almost at that 200,000 subscriber number. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. Join the ever-growing community here at WagerTalk. For myself, the Prez, and our award-winning producer Dan Alexander, this is Puck Time, and we will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m.